In this video series, you will learn how to cut the fabric required to make a jhabla. We shall begin by cutting out the bodice of a jhabla. To learn how to make the pattern, watch the previous video. To cut the fabric, you will need your pattern sheet, 2 sheets of fabric, some pins, a chalk, a measuring tape, a ruler, and a pair of scissors. This video can be split into 2 different steps. We shall start with marking the outline of the pattern on the fabric. To do this, start by folding the pattern such that the width of the fold is a little more than the width of the pattern. Once this is done, lay the folded pattern on top of the fabric such that the top edges are aligned together as shown. Adjust the fold to the width of the pattern. Make sure that there is enough material for the front and back pieces of the jhabla. Do this by placing your finger along the bottom edge of the pattern and then moving the pattern one space below, such that its top edge is aligned with your finger. If there is enough material, go ahead and fold the fabric in half along its width as shown. This means that each layer of the fabric turns into one half of the front and the back pieces. Now, ensure that there is adequate space by placing the pattern on the folded section of the fabric. Adjust the fabric to ensure that its first fold is aligned with the fold in the pattern and the second fold is aligned with the shoulder seam. You can now pin the pattern to the fabric securely so that it doesn't move. Insert pins all over the pattern. You may now mark the outline of the pattern on the fabric with a piece of chalk. You are now ready to cut the fabric. Carefully cut the 4 layers of the folded fabric along the outline. Don't forget to keep aside the fabric cut away from the neckline as we shall use it later. Put away the remaining material cut from the outline of the pattern. We will use it later for drawstring material. Fold the pattern and the 4 layers of fabric at the end of the hemline and snip the corner so it forms a notch. Make a similar notch half an inch above the side seam line to mark the seam allowance. Unpin the pattern sheet from the fabric. If you like, open out the fabric and place the pattern on it to ensure that their dimensions correspond. You have now learned how to cut fabric for the bodice of a jhabla. Watch the next video to learn how to cut the casing and binding of a jhabla.